What's up, guys? Happy Wednesdays. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, some of you guys got into those NVIDIA and TSM plays with us for the earnings today. Got some big ER, got Cisco, got NVIDIA, had Target and Lowe's this morning, Baidu as well, TJ Maxx, IQ, Billy, um, Dao Yu, I think, or Dao Yin. I'm not even sure how to say that. Some interesting after hours too. So we're gonna look at both. Let's take a look at the market bubble over first. TJ Maxx doing really well, up like 6.5%. Target got smashed pretty hard today on a good earnings. So probably gonna look for buying opportunity in that. Dollar General, Kroger's both came down with Target. Nvidia dropped a little bit prior to earnings, so a lot of our puts was making money. Apple had a nice move today, so very interesting stuff. Tesla coming back to 1050 plus. A lot of interesting things. Activision coming back down a little bit further today on that power move from yesterday. So we're gonna look for some opportunities there tomorrow too. So good stuff. Let's take a look at the ERs. What's up, Kip? What's going on? Yo, my boy Young Bo, driving back to campus with the new whip. What? What's going on, Fiat World? How you guys doing? Activision bottom where? I feel you. Let's find it. TVI. Gonna spend this NVIDIA and TSM money on a fancy dinner. What are we eating? Yo, let's go. Let's go, man. We were pretty fortunate, man. We got in pretty early, earlier than usual, right? In terms of that earnings play. And things just happened to both go in a direction wildly. TSM was up 50% on the contracts with Gamble. And the other one, the NVIDIA, that was up like 100%, over 100% on the put side, just because things started to move down, prior to that earnings, slightly to our direction. But I'm still holding, I'm holding a 2-to-1 ratio on both of them. I'm interested to see where that earnings go. And oh my gosh, man, if we get anywhere near 245 on NVIDIA, that would pay. Can you imagine? Can you guys imagine that? Oh God. Oh man. Getting hyped just thinking about it. So so let's see. We got some earnings coming out right now. Sonos. Sales, Q4 sales, EPS is -7 cents. Revenue at 359, missed 360s. Whoa, hello. Stock buyback, we like. Stock buyback is bullish. Damn, Sean, where have you been, brother? Yeah, we've been doing. I guess you guys might not been. You might not be in the ER thing with us. The challenge. We got a bunch of puts. I think we got. I know originally I wanted to get the 245. I don't remember exactly what I got. I'm pretty sure I got the 245 1230. So they were up 114%, as you can see here. And the calendar is up 46%. If you got the spreads, it's up a little bit less. So that's on our challenge thread. So you can see it here too. The challenge thread is here. You can see that here as well. So anyways, let's go back to seeing this. SONO, full year revenue looking at 1.92 to 2 billion as opposed to 1.86. So guidance is still pretty strong. They're announcing a $100 million stock repurchase program. And they said they picked up the previous one as well. They finished the previous one. Um, it's not a biggie, I guess. You know, it's not like they're purchasing back 10% of their stock. They only purchased 150 mil. Market cap is 4.3 mil, so it's not that big. You know, but it's generally a bullish move. Maybe I'll take a look into that later on. Oh, let's see what's going on with Cisco. Cisco getting beat up, smacked around. Thoughts on STC? I don't know what to tell you, man. Smile Direct Club. Yo, I feel like everybody is trying to get into that game. I feel like braces are like it was like a big thing. And it's still a big thing like overseas in Asia, but I don't know how big of a thing it is in America. But I feel like there's a lot of like private company get into that as well. So Smile Direct Club has got competition, man. Got a lot of competition. And they've been I want to see them come around. I want to see them make a comeback. You know, I want to see this company become really, really successful. But they've been struggling for like a year, so it's very, very hard for SDC to come back around, honestly. But yeah, they can definitely get short squeeze though anytime. That's definitely a possibility. So if you're already in it, you have some shares. I say just keep some shares in case you get short squeeze. But that's like wish.com as well, though. You know. For I suppose the competitor to Smile Direct. I mean, I can't think of them right away. I don't want to do any searches and then get tagged with a bunch of YouTube videos. But Smile Direct Club is like braces, right? So like, you know, Invisalign is obviously the biggest one, most successful one out there. Smile Direct Club is probably like second. So there's like, you know, Hello Trend. If you just Google dental brace, and then there's like a new one that's been popping up a lot on YouTube as well. So Candid's been pretty popular on YouTube. It's been like, I think that they're trying to trend that on TikTok as well. And I think there's like more. So just put some up there. So Cisco Systems Q1 earnings per share is 82 cents as opposed to 80 cents estimate. Sales is 12.9 billion as opposed to 12.98 billion estimate. This is a 7.89% increase compared to the same period last year, and 8% increase in sales compared to last year. So estimate and earnings isn't that bad. 8% increase compared to last year. Stock price increased a lot more than 8%. Last year, stock price was trading around $40. Prior to COVID, stock price was trading around $49. You know, say 49 times 1.08 growth puts it around 52.92. Kind of where it's at right now, right? The company tends to correct itself. Every once in a while, things do that. They said they see Q2 earnings per share around the same price, 80 to 82 cents, as opposed to 82 cents. Sales growth near 4.5 to 6.5% year over year. And then full year 22 sales growth looking at 3.38 to 3.45, as opposed to 3.42 estimate. Sales grow at 5 to 7% year over year. So $52 is a pretty fair range. Anything under 50 could be like an interesting opportunity. So we'll see where this goes. Some just going through it real quick, see if I'm missing anything, stock buybacks or anything. Yeah, so they are doing some stock buyback as well. So they got a lot of money left over stock buyback, 7.7 billion left over for stock buyback. So I think that's a buying opportunity. As they keep buying back their stock, it's gonna help them increase their revenue, and is actually gonna help them increase their margins as well. So EPS is gonna look better and better. So I think they're gonna be pretty in line with that. So look for Cisco to BTD by the dip. ASYS. Amtech Systems. Thermal processing, wafer polishing. Okay. Interesting company. Ah, oh, damn. When, NVIDIA? When? Amtech Systems. Earnings per share is 5 cents as opposed to 10 cents. Sales is 24.3 mil as opposed to 26 mil. It says compared to last year, this is 135% increase in EPS and 61% increase in sales compared to last year. And then for next quarter, Q1, they expect to make from 24 to 27 mil as opposed to 27.66 mil estimate. So that's a little bit behind, the analyst estimate there. So stock dropped about 18% because of that. Is this a special acquisition stock? Haven't really seen this company. So 2020 company was trading around 780. Seems like a low-key company. They're having pretty good growth. Stock price appreciated almost 100%, right? So hit about $16 almost. So stock price almost appreciated almost 100%, and it's coming back down to kind of meet the terms of the revenue and a decrease, guidance here. So maybe if it comes back to last year's price of like around $6-7, we can see some buying opportunity there. Probably some support around that $8-9 range right here. So that could be some opportunities there as well. Yeah, very interesting wafers and stuff. So it could definitely be an interesting company to buy the dip on. Not that familiar with them though. Says even the tangible book value is around $5. So not trading that far away from sales. Keep a close eye on that. Keep a close eye on that. MAXN also reported as well. Maxon Solar. Let's see what's going on with this. A lot of solar companies been getting wrecked. So Q3 EPS $1.62 as opposed to $1.40. Lost a little bit of money, more money than expected. Sales is 220 mil as opposed to 227. This is a 27% increase compared to losses of same period last year, and 6% increase in sales compared to last year. So not doing that crazy. What's last year's price? Last year was trading around this price too, around $20 to $17. Oh man, remember this crazy run last year? I mean, not last year, earlier this year, up to $56, man. People were saying, solar was the future, and everybody was hella bullish on solar, infrastructure plan and all that stuff. But now a lot of solar companies came back down pretty hard because earnings is pretty ugly in it. Chat the Savage. What's up? What's up, Super Chazzy? Is it? No. Is that Super Chazzy? Just chat. Yeah, a lot of things did run like crazy in February though. That's true. They see Q4 sales being pretty weak too, so probably look for the dip. Maybe if it gets to like low 13s or 14s. Educational company down a lot. Meh. Cisco. I mean not Cisco. Victoria's Secret VSCO also reported as well. Down only. They're actually just flip flopping. Victoria's Secret's Q3 EPS 81 cents, beat estimate of 71 cents. Sales is 1.44 billion, miss 1.46. They see Q4 sales flat to up to 3% from the same quarter last year. Earnings per share between 2.35 to 2.65 as opposed to 2.80. And stock is starting to run up a little bit after hours. So pretty close to the IPO price a while back, or the split price. Very interesting. Bed Bath & Body Works also reported as well. Up a few dollars after hours. Bed Bath & Body Works. I don't know why I didn't even know they have a stock. That's so weird. The hell? What? This company was trading around $20 pre-COVID, and now it's almost $80. It's almost coming back to the all-time highs from 2015. Where are they selling Bath and Body Works lately? Are they selling cracks lately? What's going on? The hell? Must be all the hot girls working at Bath and Body Works. That's probably why. BBW. So actually they're pretty good. Let me see. Q3 EPS 66 cents as opposed to 59 cents. Sales is 1.68 billion as opposed to 1.59. Wait, this is actually 41% decrease from last year and 44% decrease in sales compared to last year. Wait, what? It's actually a bad quarter compared to last year. But they say Q4 is looking pretty good. Q4 is looking between 210 to 225 range as opposed to 1.90. Yeah, you know what? Christmas season is generally a pretty good season for them though. Because I do remember like going to the mall sometime. Oh, that's true. You're right. It did used to be LB Brands, which got split into BB. That makes sense. That makes sense now. Yes, we do love candles. Bath and Body Works does sell some great candles. Alright, so let's see what's going on with Nvidia. They did come out with the estimate. They did beat. What's going on, guys? What's going on, Professor Glass? So, you know, it's not surprising that Nvidia is going to beat. We know for sure they were going to beat. Let's see what they said. Earnings per share is $1.17 as opposed to $1.10. Sales is 7.10 bill, 7.1 bill, as opposed to 6.83 estimate. This is a 60% increase compared to the same period last year. And sales is a 50% increase compared to the same period last year. But the stock price has increased almost threefolds now, right? Last year it was trading around 135. Right now it's trading on 302. So 135 times 2 is like 270, right? So stock prices already went up a lot. And guidance is pretty good for Q4. Looking at 7.4 billion plus or minus 2% as opposed to 6.86. So that's a pretty strong guidance there. So they say AMD is following up a little bit on the move up, at Intel as well. So hopefully we see TSM follow up as well too, if things does stay really bullish. But let's look a little bit deeper. So Nvidia announced record revenue of 7.1 billion. 50%. Data center revenue 2.994 bill, up 55% from a year earlier. Gaming revenue still going up, so the data center is actually giving them more money than gaming at this point. Graphic cards at this point, almost. I mean, well, the growth is getting pretty close to graphic cards at this point. So graphic cards only up 42%, and the growth in the data center is up 55%. So data center is starting to be their thing. Quantum computing. Today, they reported record revenue for the third quarter ended in October 31st. So compared to last quarter, they're up 9%. And EPS up 13% from the previous quarter. So you can say that, they had a nice 13% growth compared to 3 months ago. The third quarter was outstanding with record revenue. Demand for NVIDIA AI is surging, driven by hyperscale and cloud scale out, adoption by more than 25,000 companies. NVIDIA's RTX has reinvented computer graphics with ray tracing and AI, and is the ideal upgrade for a large growing market of gamers, creators, as well as designers and professional building home stations. Our GTC event series showcased the expanding universe of NVIDIA's accelerated computing. Last week's event was our most successful yet, highlighting diverse applications, including supply chain logistics, cybersecurity, natural language processing, quantum computing research, robotics, self-driving cars, climate science, and digital biology. Nuts! Omniverse. Yo, I swear NVIDIA is so good at using these cool terms, man. Like Omniverse, like Ben 10, Omniverse. It was a major theme at GTC. We showed what is possible when we can jump into virtual worlds. Omniverse will be used from collaborated design, customer service avatars, video conferencing to digital twins of factories, processing plants, and even entire cities. Omniverse brings together NVIDIA's expertise in AI, simulation, graphic, computing infrastructure, and this is the tip of the iceberg of what is to come, he says. Wow, nuts. And they're paying a little dividend as well. Who cares about dividend at this point, right? Just a growth company. Same, I want NVIDIA to pull back to 240s and buy some shares too. Give a man an entry, come on. Little man, get in. Come on. So Q4 outlook, revenue is expected to be 7.4 billion, plus or minus 2%. Gross margin expected to be 65 and 67%, plus or minus 50 basis points. Nvidia is coming out today. I haven't had shares of Nvidia since they split, bro. Who knew they were gonna run so much? Let's go, TSM. Let's go. So highlights at last week's GTC, Nvidia announced the following: 65 new and updated software development kits, tools for Nvidia's language models, Nemo Megatron. Look at that Megatron, man! I'm telling you, they just like, oh, let's find out cool things from cartoons and stuff and let's steal it. That's it. Bluefield DPU, Nvidia Riva custom voice, Omniverse avatars, platform for generating interactive AI avatars, Omniverse replicator, synthetic data generation engine that produces physically simulated synthetic data for training deep neural networks, Quantum 2, a 400 GBs InfiniBand end-to-end network platform. What's that for? That's gonna be pretty crazy. Super centers, Nvidia Drive, Nvidia Jetson, the world's smallest, most powerful, and energy-efficient AI supercomputers for robotics, automated, autonomous machines, medical device, and more. Nvidia HoloScan, gaming, enhanced GeForce Now. And the crazy thing is like AMD is trying to get into Nvidia, right? They're trying to steal Nvidia's like graphic card scheme, and like, because you know how Nvidia has RTX 3080 class gaming or whatever. AMD has gotten so smart. They came up with like the 6000 series, right? Because AMD's numbers used to be only 3 digits. It used to be like 580 or whatever, or 560. Now they like make it like 5600 or something, or like 6000 or something. And they do that so that when they put them side to side on a shelf, you see like AMD 5000 and something series versus RTX, like Nvidia RTX 3000 series. If you look at the numbers, like, oh, as a human that like, as any human that doesn't know anything about like graphic cards, you're gonna look at these two numbers side by side and they almost cost the same too. You're gonna be like, I think I'm gonna go with the more thousands, like everybody knows the higher the number, the stronger it is, like it's just basic, like basic. But Nvidia's like, I don't care. Who cares, man? Like, I'm doing so many other things. You still my, you can marry my ex-wife. I got like 10 girlfriends, yo. That's what Nvidia's saying. I don't care. They're not even in the same league no more, yo. It's crazy. Pretty good earnings. Is the stock still moving? It's pretty flat. It's not moving much. Might even give us some gains tomorrow. Racks on racks on racks. For real, yo. Damn, I'm low-key kind of sad. I was looking for that big drop on Nvidia. But, I mean, I guess either direction we'd be good. Either direction we good. Hopefully TSM moves back up to, like, 125s. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure, man. The metaverse is just such a strong hype right now, and Nvidia is literally at the forefront of it. It's okay. TSM will eventually catch up. It's only a matter of time. It's just the whole China fear that's like holding them back. The China FUD. It is mad cheap. It's like if you actually sit there and you think about it, like they have so much graphic card demand, they'll probably even if they were to stop taking sales right now, they probably have sales up to like 2025. That's true. That's true. You can say that about like a bunch of China stocks, like Baidu. Yeah, Baba. That's true. That's true. The stock market is all about supply and demands right now. So, there's a lot of hype, which built a lot of demand. And that's what drives up the stock price because it reduces the supply. So, market is just following the basic laws of supply and demand. Of course, naturally, it used to be like, oh, you want to look into the stock you're buying to. Now people just like, who cares, yo, right? Market on close and balance with 650 mil to the sell side. Yes, retail sales are all-time high, but consumer sentiment hit all-time low. Wow. This is the data here. Retail sales are up a lot, but consumer sentiment is all-time low here, even lower than COVID levels, which means that retail sales might actually not be at all-time highs. Retail sale actually might just be up because of inflation. That's another way to look at it in terms of perspective, but I think that might be an odd way to look at it. I'm not sure if a lot of people are thinking of it like that. So let me see. So the Commerce Department reported U.S. retail sales grew 1.7% October, ahead of analyst estimate of 1.5% growth. The stronger than expected spending numbers came on the same month the consumer index price jumped 6.2%, highest growth since 1990s. Meanwhile, the University of Michigan said that consumer sentiment index fell to 66.8 for November, it's the lowest level in decades. Consumers are concerned about the negative impact of inflation could have on their future spending and savings. Tweeted the chart below highlighting the divergence between retail sales and consumer sentiment, adding that he believes the retail sales numbers are a more important economic indicator. Watch what they do, not watch what they say. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Why is important? Core inflation, which excludes volatile food and energy price, was up 6.2% in October. Sharpest increase in 31 years. Wow. So they say the inflation numbers has already excluded food and energy price, which has also increased a lot too. So, we're talking about, like, if we were to include the food and energy price, that's probably 10% plus easily in terms of inflation. That means your dollar is losing value very, very fast. Fuel to oil prices were up 13.2% month over month, 59% compared to a year ago. Used car price again was a major inflation driver in October as well. Used cars and truck price increased by 2.5% in October and are up 26.3% over the 12 months. Imagine used car appreciating 26% from a year ago. At the same time, 1 in 4 Americans said that they reduced their living standards because of price increase, while half the Americans' family expected a net reduction in real income over the next year. The Labor Department reported that U.S. wages grew 4.9% year over year in October. Unfortunately, it also said real wages are adjusting for inflation went down 0.5%. So, so they said that, wages did grow a little bit more, but just not much. The S&P 500 is now up more than 110% from its lows, generating billions of dollars for wealth for American millionaires and billionaires. The average American is clearly deeply concerned about the economic outlook, but wealthy Americans with the most spending power may just be spending more than ever. So, in other words, they're saying the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. Kind of sad. Let me catch up on what you guys are saying. Yeah, they're eating everybody's lunch. Honestly, I don't even think they have to eat Intel's lunch, because at the end of the day, it could be anybody. Like, the sector growth could just be as big as well too, Yeah, Nvidia is just crazy. That's true. No one wants to take the bus in the pandemic. Yeah, retails could be down if you factor in PPI and CPI on a net basis. Inflation is rising at a higher rate compared to inflation factors. Agree. So, in other words, you could actually say that, like, if you think that retail sales is down, right? Because the reason retail sale is important, or consumer like sentiment is important, is because it measures, like, economic outlooks. And levels, what that really means is that we're in a depression or a recession. It's like we're going downhill. Like, consumers aren't spending. So, but then they say consumers are spending because the retail sales is up. So it's kind of it's like, that's why it's so conflicting here, the data, and it's a little bit scary, because and the outlook, the whole take is that Bazinga's take, at least, is actually saying that the retail sales is up, because the rich are spending, but the poor aren't spending. So that means that like our economy is actually not doing that good, because everybody knows the economy doesn't really get fueled by rich people. You know, like just because rich people are spending, they're not spending in a way that is going to fuel the economy's growth. Because and what I mean by that is that, like, you know, like for example, right, if a rich person is spending money, they're dropping big money, right? They'll buy a yacht, they'll buy like an airplane, you know, they'll buy like these big luxury products, right? And sure, you know, jobs will be created for some of those luxury products that they buy. You know, it'll like contribute back into that cycle a little bit, but but like, whereas like, you know, and like if they, let's say they spent like, you know, who knows, millions of dollars on a yacht, right? And that yacht could pay for like, I don't know, 10 workers wage or whatever that takes to build it and stuff. Whereas if a bunch of consumers spend like $1 million, they're paying for hundreds, if not thousands, of workers' wages. So that's like, it's a cycle, you know, it helps that cycle and that money coming back into the economy, paying for people and stuff like that. So, so that, you know, that kind of like, in a way, you know, contributes to economic activity, and it helps the economy more and more. That's why I think it's better, like, you know, when you have like the regular people spending as opposed to the rich spending money. So that's where the big difference makes up for it. Um, so it's kind of, that's why it's kind of scary to see this the consumer sentiment being so low at these levels right now. We're actually as low as almost 2012 levels here, and I'm curious to see where that goes, man. Very, very scary. I see the, so I see you post this for the savings. So I imagine I have the chart for that. That's probably dead right now, the PNS. So consumer has ran out of money, bro. They ran out of money. Um, I talked a little bit about this last year too with like Clem, and I said like, so a lot of this savings consumers had 35, you know, 35%. I think a lot of it was just old people that got the stimulus money and they didn't know how to withdraw it and stuff. And then they came back down. You know, they came back down a little bit in early 20, in late 2020, and then they gave another stimulus check in March 2021. This was still up, but keep in mind these data is a delay as well, right? So I think these were just more people that didn't know how to withdraw the money and stuff. But as you can see now, the savings rate is back to 7.6%, which means like all the money that was saved up has been used up by now. And people are, it's gonna start hitting people's pocket, and this is not like one of those charts where it's gonna be like, yeah, let's bounce back up, you know. Nah, this is one of those charts where when it comes down, it's a death spiral. Like when people's savings account get burned, it's gonna get burned. It's gonna come down like this. It's just gonna come back down. It's gonna be a death spiral, because they're not gonna suddenly find more money, you know. Especially if economy isn't doing good, they're not gonna suddenly like find more and more money to you know, to blow. That's just not gonna be the case, unless another stimulus comes, you know. But if it isn't, then it's just gonna keep coming down and down. Could potentially come back to 2% levels, you know, which would be the lows of 2005. So pretty crazy there. Pretty interesting. What's up, Zigzag? Yes, we did go over NVIDIA for a little bit. Ouch. Sorry to hear that. We'll take a look at lows in a little bit. I have friends who don't follow the financial market and they're talking about inflation too. What does this tell you? I mean, do you really want to hear the answer, bro? Do you really want to hear the answer about that, man? I was actually just talking about that this weekend too, man. I was at the gym this weekend. Um, I was at the gym this weekend. I think I told you guys on Monday, maybe. I'm not sure. That one of the cavemans, one of the gym bros, right? One of the super caveman gym bros, and and I was like, I've been telling him to invest in the market for like a few years, you know. And then like the other day, he told me he told me he just like took out money from his savings account and he put money in the stock market. The first stock he bought was the WAC, and he bought it at like $105. I laughed in my head so hard, but I didn't want to laugh in his face though, you know, because he's a brawly guy. Oh, what's up, Hawaiian Beefy? Hey, what's up, Jim, bro? I was just talking about him. Just kidding, not Hawaiian Beef. But and then he told me the next thing he wanted to invest in was Shiba coin. He wanted to get into crypto. Well, he said he wanted to get in crypto. I was like, what coin you gonna invest into? He's like, Shiba. I was like, yeah, man. Why not, bro? Why not? You know, everybody getting rich. Why not you, bro? You know, you're already rich in muscles. You're already rich in in biceps and all that stuff. Why not get rich in your pocket too, yo? So, but like if you guys been here long enough, if you've been here like in a year or so, I've said this before, like anytime that somebody unexpected calls you and asks you about the stock market, it usually signals that the top is in. And this has happened multiple times, like, you know, whether it was like last year's or like, you know, we usually get like mini crashes because of it. Whether it was last year or whether it was like years before, like anytime a random person that you don't really care about asks you about the market, like sometimes you can have an old coworker that you really don't give a shit about anymore, but they just call you out of nowhere because people only call you when they really want something from you, right? Honestly, at the end of the day, like that's really the only reason most people call people, because they want something from you. So if you have like an old coworker that calls you and be like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? You know, what have you been up to? What have you been up to? So I heard you're in the crypto market. I heard you're in the stock market. What do you advise? What do you think is a good stock or crypto to invest into?" You know, when they start giving you these calls, man, that's how you know market is gonna be getting sus. Actually, speaking of that, I that has been happening a little bit more. You know, like I had this other friend, that was hitting me up like earlier this week too, that was asking about the crypto market and stuff. So it's time to get a little bit wary because things could be coming close to the top, but who knows, man. Like the metaverse thing hype is very strong right now. A lot of good hype right now, but this data here is a little bit scary. So to answer that question that, you know, Fiat was talking about, he's talking about the top is in. But you know what? I could actually also make the argument too that how the top isn't in. I can make the argument how like the stock market could go a little bit further. And that argument would be that inflation argument. In the fact that, let's say, what was that inflation number here? Let me pull that up again. So let's say we were talking about the core inflation, right? Core inflation up 6.2%. Let's say is 0.1, like 1%. So if you put, let's say if you put $100,000 for sake of easy math, right? Let's say $100,000. You put $100,000 in your bank account. You put in a certificate of deposit for 5 years. You put in the CD for 5 years, right? Or you invest in bonds. You know, you invest in bonds, right, for 5 years, right? Bonds you could potentially get like 1.7% to 5-10 years. Or CD, you're probably getting the 1% or less, right, for 3 years. So let's say you put in a CD for 3 years, certificate of deposit in the bank, in your savings account. You put $100,000 in there. You're getting back 1,000 per year, right? Compounded. So you're getting a little bit more year over year. but you're getting about 1,000 return on your 100K investment, or your 100K savings, right? But that buying power, let's say 100K could potentially buy you, like, like, I don't know, two cars, or like, or let's say if you're buying like a basic sedan, right? 100K could potentially buy you like, I don't know, four sedans, right? Let's say four sedans, right? Let's say like four like Toyota Corollas or whatever, some basic cars, right? In 2021, it can buy you four of those. But at the rate of inflation that is going at 6.2%, or even 10 to 25% for like, food and like cars and stuff, that the 100K actually only has a buying power of like 90 something K now. So since you lost that few $1,000s, since you lost $6,000 in buying power and you gain $1,000 in savings, you're actually losing $5,000 just putting money in the bank. You're actually losing money by putting money in the bank. So what do you do in this case? What do you do now that you everybody is talking about inflation? Everybody and their mother is scaring each other about inflation, and you're losing money. And we talked about this like multiple times in the past. I addressed this, very passionately, because the food price was going insane. Like Popeyes, right? Like if you go to Popeyes on a regular basis and you bought like a Popeyes bucket, previously you used to be able to get a Popeyes bucket for like, I think like $13. Now it's $16, right? So previously, if you had, $13, you could get a bucket. Now you have to pay $16 to get a bucket. So that's a $3 increase. $3 increase is not a $3 increase. $3 increase is like a 30% increase. It's a huge increase, man. That's a huge increase on the dollar. That means before, if you had $20, you used to be able to buy a bucket. You used to be able to buy a bucket. You used to be able to buy a side and a drink. Now with $20, you could barely buy a bucket and a drink. So that's inflation there. You just lost a side. You used to be able to get a side of mashed potatoes to dip your fried chicken with. Now you can't even get mashed potato. Now you got to choose between drink or mashed potato. What is your decision, man? Which way? So it's kind of like that. That's how like inflation is starting to go crazy, or even like or even like if you buy Chinese food, man, for lunch, right? You used to be able to get like, chicken broccoli or whatever for like $5.50 or something like that. Now is like, I think it's like now it's like $9.50, man. You used to be able to get chicken broccoli for $5.50. So that means if you had like if you had like $10, you could get chicken broccoli. It'll come with a soda, or whatever. If you get a lunch special for $5.50, right? Or compound chicken, whatever, man, whatever, whatever, General Tao chicken, whatever you get at the Chinese takeout place, right? You used to be able to get it for $5.50, $6 even. So if you have $10, you could have gone that, and then you could have gotten some drinks, who knows, you could have gotten some like, I don't know, what else do you guys get at Chinese takeout place? I don't know, man. Let's say you have $20, you could potentially get like at least three meals, right, out of that $20 for the week. Now if you had $20, you'd be lucky to get 2 meals out of that. Foot long at Subway is like $10 now. Foot long at Subway is like $10. I remember foot long at Subway used to be $5, yo. Yeah, that's right. I did look at Subways earlier this year, and I was like, what a scam, man. Why the hell would I want to spend $10 at Subways for their trash ass footlong? Like, I'd rather go to a bodega, man, because Subways, their sandwich is trash, bro. Like, $5, I could tolerate it, because $5, like $5, I get a bunch of salad, and like I'll throw it on my footlong, and then I'll get that sauce, right? And that'll make up for their like one piece of meat that they'll throw on your footlong. But now $10, bro, no amount of lettuce and sauce on that foot long is gonna make up for that one slice of meat that they put on there, bro. No way, like no way in hell they're gonna make up for that. But at $5, I could justify that. You know, I could justify getting some more greens. I could justify getting that bomb ass sauce, that chipotle sauce that they have. That, you know, just throw on there. But at $10, man, I'd rather go to the bodega where they actually pack the sandwich, and I'm just getting meat smacked on top of meat. Yo, no cookies with that combo as well. Mango with sticky rice? Huh? What is this? That's not super new. Fast food price has doubled from 1999 to 2015. It's insane. Minimum wage was stuck since 90s. I don't know how a place like Dollar Store exists. You have to cut quality all the way. That's true, man. That's true. Oh, you know what though? Actually, I think fast food prices are one of the only few things that hasn't really caught up to inflation yet. Because like a lot of these fast food companies are actually rolling out the apps and they're doing extreme promos. So like Medano has like the dollar nugget still, which is pretty cheap. I mean, even though the nuggets definitely gotten 25% smaller though, so there's some inflation there because the nugget is 25% smaller and now it's crappier as well. Whereas before, Medano's nugget used to be like a 50-50. You know, depending on the Medano you go to, it was a 50-50 chance of being good, right? Now is like consistently trash 75% of the time. But you know, some of the other stuff is still like pretty reasonably priced, I guess. If you use the app, if you have the Medano app, it's still pretty cheap. 7-Eleven still has like $1 hot dogs, I think. So that's still like a reasonable price just because they're rolling out the apps and all that stuff. And same thing with like Burger King and stuff, but most of the prices has gone up along the fast food sector though. With the exception of these companies that are rolling out with the mobile app and they're trying to attract more customers. Like Wendy's consistently give out like free like fries and stuff. McGangbang. I don't really get anything from McDonald's. Like I think the only thing I like have consistently gotten there from time to time, like maybe like 2-3 times a month, would be like McFrappe. That would be like my only like dumb craving from McDonald's. Other than that, I really don't care for anything they have. It's just like it's just kind of meh. Jersey Mike's. Well, their frappe is $1, bro. Can't resist the deal, man. Ever since they had the frappe for $1, for the last 2 months, I couldn't resist. It's a lot of calories though. Jersey Mike's on the subways all day. That's true. I remember Jersey Mike's starting to come around the East Coast the last few years. It's actually pretty good. But they don't pack it that well either though. But they definitely packed it a little bit more for sure. The Philly cheesesteak is not bad. Yo, remember when Jared got caught for like you know, child stuff? What a noob. I think that was like the whole decline of like subways. You gotta show me a picture, man. What is this thing that you're talking about? Mango sticky rice? What is mango sticky rice? Oh, you know what? I have seen this. I did see this at this Thai place I went to a few months ago. I thought that was odd. I was looking at it, I was like, what? Mango with sticky rice. I didn't get it though. I thought it was kind of odd. What is that, condensed milk? They got a banana leaf too. I don't know, man. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right to me, man. I like mango. I like mango and shave ice. Mango shave ice is the bomb. Crying tiger. Nah, if you like mango and sticky rice, go with mango and shave ice. That's the way. Alright. I'll give it a shot once. It's like $8, man. I can't justify it, but I'll try it. I'll try it. Yo, watch I look up crying tiger and it's like some sus stuff, man. Gonna get us banned. Alright. Oh, should we check out some earnings from this morning for you guys? Let's check out some earnings from this morning real quick before I log out. Tiger King 2. Oh my god, Tiger King. Wait, what's Tiger King 2 gonna be about? Okay, this I can get with. This I can get with. Dark soy sauce, oyster sauce, sugar, ribeye steak, lime juice, fish sauce, sugar, cilantro, green onions, rice powder. I could get with this. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good, yo. Surprised I never tried that. That's true. Then Netflix just came out with that new movie. Let's look at Billy earnings from this morning. Miss on the revenue. Wow, Billy's stock is up to $80 now. Still up a lot. Why is IQ down so much? IQ dropped another $1 today to $7. It's 28 at some point. Taylor's favorite stock, revenue 1.2, beat estimate. That's true. That is good as well. But that's iffy though. You gotta find a good restaurant. It's like hit or miss sometimes. They're losing more money than last year too, a net loss. Sales had a small growth, but net loss had a big increase. Yeah, dude's an interesting character. Yeah, nice. Baidu also dropped a lot today. 170s to 160s. Kind of crushed the Chinese sector a little bit. They said their AI sector grew 73% year over year, but market's like, we don't like China stocks. So it came back down. Actually doing really good compared to last year. The Apollo L4 did a lot of test miles too. Self-driving. So Baidu is a big self-driving company as well. Revenue, small increase, 13%. But not seeing crazy growth, only 12% year over year. On a 2-year basis, the stock is actually still up. So, compared to 2020 levels, they're still up a little bit. So pretty reasonable compared to the small growth that they're seeing. Let's check out lows. Somebody asked about that earlier. Nvidia moving to 308 after hours. I saw him when he was touring before his TV show. Hands down, one of the funniest shows I've ever been to. Oh yeah, didn't he get canceled at some point because of like something he did with like the LGBTQ community or something like that, and like they canceled him or something? The But man, I remember like when I was younger growing up, he used to have one of the funniest skits on Comedy Central. It was the best. Is that what happened? He can't be canceled. That's true. Lowe's had a pretty good earnings, gave up some of the gains from 255, coming back to 245, hitting a little support here. Could be a potential double bottom and a move back up here too. So if that 245 level holds, that could be a double bottom and move back up. Let me see what their earnings really look like though. Total sales for third quarter was 22.9 compared to 22.3. Comparable sales increased 2.2%. Comparable sales up nearly 34% on a 2-year basis. I think we purchased a bunch of shares. Oh, the company now plans to repurchase approximately $3 billion in shares in the fourth quarter, bringing the expected total share repurchase for the year to be up to $12 billion. Hold up, $3 billion? What's the market cap? Oh, 169. It's less than 1%. So on a 2-year basis, the company is up almost 100%, but they said their comparable sale is only grown like 33%. So prior to COVID, company was trading around $125. Right now it's almost at like $245, $250. So that's a 100% increase. But you know, as you can see, like stock price has increased a lot more than that. So I'm not really crazy about Lowe's and Home Depot at the moment, just because not sure where the direction of those things are going. I mean, the only thing that's very bullish for them is the share repurchase program. That's a really good thing. I haven't seen his recent Netflix stand-up. Try the special I'm talking about. RB Nickel, man. Talking about Beyond Meat. What is that even like? Beyond Meat. Interesting stuff. That got me thinking a little bit. Let me go back to Target. Earnings per share $3.03 as opposed to $2.83 estimate. Sales is 25.29 billion as opposed to 24.78 estimate. 8.6% increase compared to last year's. 11% increase in sales compared to last year. Stock price has also appreciated a lot for this company as well. $166 it was trading around last year. Now it almost hit like, you know, 270s. So hit that top, coming back down. Could be an inverse head and shoulders here. If it comes back to 240s, that would set up the inverse head and shoulders. Could be another move up further on. They said Target. I remember reading about Target this morning. They said they expect the supply chain and inflationary pressure to hit them pretty bad because, you know, they deal with like a lot of like basic goods as well. But they do anticipate a really good strong holiday season, they said. So that could be the bullish move for Target. It's part of the White Girl Index stock, so you know people like this company and there's a lot of demand, more hype for it than it is for Lowe's. So I would say I'm a little bit biased here for Target over Lowe's. So same day delivery, order pickup, drive up, and ship grew nearly 60% this year on top of 200% last year. So it's continued to grow and they're doing very well. And apparently it's been around since last year, but I didn't know that. More than 95% of Target's third quarter sales were fulfilled by its stores. Digital sale grew 29%, following growth of 155% last year. So they're like they're like interesting, man. They're doing a lot of interesting tech stuff. Like I wish Lowe's would throw some money and improve their, you know, online stuff. But they don't. Target's consistently doing that. They're also doing some share buyback as well. Average price of $246. And they said they still have $14 billion left of share buyback. Company is at 130 bill market cap. So a lot more share buyback left. So they said that the only bearish thing is that the CEO says that they are going to see supply chain challenges as they go into 2022. Shoe Carnival also reported pretty bullish, pretty strong quarter. Shoe sales are up, bro. Everybody buying shoes. 215% increase compared to last year, and 29% increase in sales compared to the same period last year. Very bullish, strong guidance. Up, up, up. Company was also trading around $20 last year, so you know, stock price is seemed like 100% increase, but this is a little bit more justified in terms of EPS as well, though. They're making retarded margins there. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. I'm gonna end it here. Running a little bit over time already. Appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out. If you guys do want to see a ticker chart out, let me know now. I will take one ticker request. Whoever types in first. Otherwise, we're just gonna end it here. Do we have anything going on for tomorrow? AMAT. So if I guess since Nvidia hasn't dropped, I think we're gonna be pretty bullish on AMAT tomorrow. Honestly. Airbnb, goddamn Hawaiian beefy. So Airbnb had the strong earnings, ran back up, came back down a little bit, moved up a little bit more. Yo, Nvidia's earnings call must be bomb, man. I could see Airbnb coming back to this level here around 185 for another stronger move up. I mean, they had pretty good recovery already. I think it's like getting pretty close to the top. You know, I think it could also be a good short as well, because as we have seen, a lot of the reopening trades have been getting shorted. You know, man, like if you think about it, what was it, Dow? Like the airline industry, they're getting crushed, right? The bookings.com get crushed at, you know, bookings.com gave up all the gains, right? So a lot of the travel industry, reopening industry has given up a lot of the gains. They could see a dead cat bounce soon, but a lot of them are giving up the gains, and Airbnb is one of the few that is somewhat part of that industry but has not given up that gain yet. So I would say I'm a little bit bearish on them. There is there is some indecision here, and we could potentially see them coming back to 186 levels from this 200 level that they're at right now. But if you're bullish, you could expect them to bounce there and move back a little bit higher. But as of now, I want to say we're leaning a little bit more to the bearish side. I'm sorry if I think Delta variants is starting to become an issue around the world, and Europe as well. It's starting to spike back again. We're getting into the winter season, flu season, all that stuff. So you're seeing a lot of these tickers coming back down a little bit. So I feel like Airbnb should be one of those. I'm surprised it hasn't given up that gain yet. You know, I wouldn't say everything is bearish, bro. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think Facebook is still on a pretty strong uptrend. You know, Facebook could probably on a still pretty strong uptrend there. every other word that they should say in NVIDIA's thing should be like, so we're doing this and that. Omniverse, Metaverse. Bam. Let's go. But yeah, good luck with the Airbnb trade, Hawaiian beef. Take care, man. Have a good night, guys. Peace.